Your reading starts off quite strong with the Six of Wands. So this is a card of recognition or being celebrated, being acknowledged, or being honored. This could be on a larger scale or a smaller scale. It could be gaining a platform of some kind, winning an award. It can be a friend who didn't see your value at one time now does. Any number of things, but it does seem as though it could very much be professional, because there's sort of this waiting for the fruits of your labor to pay off. So the story with this card is they are admiring the craftsmanship of this artist or this worker. It's kind of a card of the Grand Commission, so to speak. And there's sort of this sense of pause. Or, you know, maybe you have an idea you're thinking about pursuing that you're holding back on, or there's some hesitancy. But you are also crossed with justice. I feel like your circumstances have wound up more than fair, okay? And the thing is, I feel like a lot of this is happening internally. Excuse me. You may have to sort of listen to your inner voice here and really trust your sort of intuitive guidance. There may have been a lot of confusion behind you, and maybe you're kind of going inward and trying to map out exactly what you do want things to look like, what's going to bring you to the harvest you seek or the celebration you seek. And ahead of you, it does seem as though you've made significant choices. There could be a partnership that comes together, but I more so see this as a crossroads or a decision, and your path is illuminated. There is the sun, and the sun ahead of you is a very good placement. Your path could be shown to you. There could be a commitment or a relationship that's significant that comes to light, because you do. I say that just because the Hierophant is in the outcome, which can be a card of marriage. I mean, it has several meanings, but that's one of them. You know, you're getting your way through some difficulty, or you're coming out of difficulty, or you're holding faith and strength through whatever kind of hard times, you know. Also maybe nurturing yourself, but sort of molding your inner beast. I don't want to say demons, but you know, that's sort of standing out to me is the taming of the lion. Through gentleness, not through brute force, you know, domination or conquering something or overcoming a challenge is often depicted through force or a glorious battle or whatever, but this is done with peace, with a sense of awareness and trust development, maybe, or it's very much a card of absolute faith that there's no need for aggression. And you know, even though maybe there are hurtful circumstances or things to work through, it's taking a higher approach to whatever the matters are at hand. There's a lot happening in the outside influence. Clarify this. You could be in communication with someone. Yeah, because now here's even the Two of Cups. I do think that relationships are significant. There could just be exchange between people or a specific person. Gemini and Virgo are both relevant as far as zodiac signs there. There's two cards of Gemini. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. And, you know, sort of, there's a loss of, you know, maybe a negative perspective. There could be healing. There could be, also, don't overlook past things or just lessons that you've learned. I don't know. There's a need to approach things with confidence and a sense of, again, peace and calm. There's no note of like a threat here. Maybe you're working past feeling threatened in some kind of way. But I mean, the outcome is so foundational because we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is all about a state of completion, or, you know, tens are completion, and where it's pentacles, it's something tangible, it's something earthly. You know, there's the image of family and resources and all that sort of depicted in this card. And the Queen of Swords is very clear cut, very bare, less harsh feeling than the King of Swords, but you know, it's safe to say that she's earned that throne there. And it's such a logical, truthful card, and then it's paired with the Hierophant, which is a card of institutions or initiation or contracts, or, you know, there's a sense of authority with it. So whatever structure, whatever temple or work you're sort of building, I think will come into fruition quite well. It seems like you're pretty well on track. I just think that you're maybe mending some wounds or working through some confusion. Let me pull another spread. I do want to take a moment to promote my Patreon, so you can access that in the description below. That's where all of the extended versions of these readings go. So there's a whole second part on there, as well as exclusive content, monthly art prints, and so on. And it's a great way to support me as an independent artist and creative. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one level, I do have options for personal readings available in my shop. All of that stuff is in the description below. If you enjoy the content, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, I feel like, so the advice starts off with the Page of Wands, okay? So this is representing you. I do a Celtic cross. And this is a inspired energy. It's younger. I would say optimistic, probably quick moving. You know, he's not moving in the picture, but he's ready to jump if he needs to. It could be a sexual energy as well. And so what I'm ultimately getting from it, though, is that it's a little bit less than matured, okay? So it's kind of suggesting to be more deliberate in what you do. And basically the conflicts of your mind are your downfall. You've probably experienced consequences due to being impulsive or not really considering before you take certain actions or before you say things. It's talking about learning from those experiences and being a lot more intentional with everything you're doing. There's a sense of feeling stuck or bound or crossed in some way. I want to clarify that really fast. The Moon. maybe not knowing which way to go with relationships or partnerships or people, or you're just sort of clouded with mystery and fear somehow, even. But ahead of you is the Queen of Swords. Now, mind you, this is your advice. So whatever that crossed up feeling is, get clear on it. It's been there too long, you know? You're holding on to, I'm going to say, you're sort of holding on to an idea of happiness. When I first saw this came out, the suggestion was sort of, you'll be happier if you keep things closer to your chest, or if you're more reserved. But looking at them now, I'm sort of seeing it as holding on to this idea of what happiness is. But see, the thing is I think that you have a lot of different directions you could go as far as your professional options or ways of doing things, or your relationships, or your whatever. And what happens here is, especially with the impulsivity, you know, there's a lot of different aspects to you. And it's almost like you sort of have to, we'll say that, because these are all aspects of you. Page of Swords is helpful because you're still gathering information, but you've already sort of taken a leap. You need to officially take that leap. And then further investigating things, or learning how to go in the direction you're going, you know, learning the ins and out of what you're doing. And then that builds you towards this King of Wands. It's sort of step by step, but also you can show up for life in all these different ways. Like some days you're the Fool, some days you're paranoid, some days you're on top of things. You need to stay on top of things. And take time to contemplate offers, and, you know, take your time with what you invite in right now, especially if you're in sort of a fresh period of time. So I'm gonna take this to the extended version on my Patreon. If you want to join us there, awesome. If not, I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you have a great night. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.